Hey kids, you're watching the Sideman Show with your host, Michael Bear Clare. We've got a great show today, so let's get right into it. Hey boys and girls, welcome to the Sideman Show. We're coming to you live from Riverside, Iowa, home of Captain Kirk. He just hasn't been born yet.
Yeah, I knew that.
They have the Trek Fest here every year, so little plug for the Trek Fest. So it's been a while since we've done a Sideman Show. This is our first one back since 2011. I started the Sideman in 2008, back when there was really no podcast, not many. And I started it off with Steve Miller and had a string of great guests. We were just talking about it today. Tony McAlpine, Todd Sickerman from Styx. We've had a lot of really high-end players on. And we're going to continue that tradition, and we're going to start off with our new show with a good friend of mine who I also happen to be producing. But that's not why he got on the show. He got on because he's really great. His name is Kevin Kugel, and he has the Kevin Kugel Band. And we're going to start the show off with a song called Stealin' Billy's Cool.
Is bad and it's nationwide, and he gets his fries on the side. Fatback Cadillac, ain't no looking back, and get you just a driving blind.
Yeah,
What a great song, man.
Thank you.
I mean, what was your, what, when you wrote that, I remember you sent that to me and you said, I don't think this is any good. I said, oh my God, man, it's a hit song.
well, I was in a rut and up in my studio, and I just, as an artist, sometimes you just feel like, I'm not getting anywhere. So I decided, well, I'm just going to sit and listen to some music and play along, about like back in the old days, just to keep my fingers moving. And so I was listening to some ZZ Top going, man, how's he do that? And I'm trying to figure out his stuff.
Billy.
So I went upstairs to go to bed, in the evening, and wife says, so what have you been doing up there all day?
Yeah.
And I'm just stealing Billy's cool.
What a great line.
I'm in a rut. And whatever. I said, I'm going to write that down. So I wrote it down. I have a little notebook by the bed. I wrote it down. Woke up the next morning and stealing Billy's cool. I'm going to do something with that. And that's what came out with the song.
I remember when you sent it to me, because you called me and said, what'd you think of that? And I said, man, I think it's a hit. And I was going to throw it away.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke because, it's like, that's what I was doing. But I always try to write a song.
Well, I got hold of Greg Martin, because Greg and Billy are best friends.
Yes.
And I said, hey, brother Greg, if you get a chance, slide this in front of Billy. He said he would. He promised me he would. I don't know if he has yet or not.
Well, and with that, my thinking is all right, I get a lawsuit or I get a pat on the back and an endorsement from Billy Gibbons.
You know what? I know that you did it from a place of not commercializing it, but because you do idolize Billy. I do too.
I mean, the guy's got so much. Well, one of the lyrics is he oozes cool.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he's just got everything, the groove, the feel, the silence when it needs to be there, and everything works.
He is a true blues master, too. And if you listen to the arrangements, his arrangements, man, are just unbelievably sick.
Stealing Billy's cool.
Yeah, man. Well, we have borrowed liberally from ZZ Top. We don't deny that. No. But, I mean, there are a lot worse influences I think you could have.
Now, I remember that's an early influence. Because
me too.
As a starting guitar player, trying to figure out how to do this, I don't want to. This may sound bad, but it was accessible, something that I could do rhythmically. I mean, no, I don't know his coolness yet when I started playing. But you know what? I get where he's going with the arrangements, and that's where it comes down to, oh, now I go to this chord now.
Yeah,
I figured out how to play guitar because of that.
me too. That Duguelo album, all the
That's one of my favorites.
Fandango.
Favorite?
I wore that out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I did Get High, Everybody Get High. I did that for
Fast
years.
version,
Yeah,
they
the
do a
fast
slow
Thunderbird.
version
Yeah,
in later years.
I don't care for the slow version much. I like the fast.
I like them both because of the fact that they did them both.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Here's what we did back in the 70s, 80s, whatever, and then not today, but not too many years ago, just a laid back version. Well, that's just another testament to what they can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you take
Just
songs
do it
like "Heard It on the X,"
Yeah.
"Waiting for the Bus."
Yes.
I mean, all these different tunes. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes "Rough Boy." "Rough Boy" blew my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, when I heard that opening guitar solo, it was like Gilmore on steroids.
Yes, and I played that one many times back in the day.
What a great tune. And his vocal style.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody that sounds like him. Well, you do quite a bit, actually.
And not as cool.
Well, I know what you're saying, but you kind of have that same. It surprises people, I think, to hear that voice come out of you. But it's I've captured it in the studio, so I know for a fact it's real. I'm there.
Well, it wasn't long ago. I was sending you some demos, and you asked me, "Dude, is this gonna fry your voice singing like this?"
Yeah, it hasn't it?
No, that's how I sing. My demos are an SM57 direct into the interface. There's no
Right.
effects or nothing on those demos I send you.
Yeah.
I just want to capture the idea and then work the magic in the studio. But what you hear, and that's what we tried to emulate, is that vibe
Yeah.
in the studio.
Oh, you
It's
captured it.
easy to emulate it when that's how I sing. So
Let's talk about some of the guys that played on the record, because you got some serious heavyweight players on these records.
drummer Cody Leppo,
Cody Leppo, who I toured with.
I know, and Mark Crum, bass player,
And he's fantastic.
Josh Schilling,
From Winona.
Yep. And then Randy Coors did some
It's
work.
my brother.
And Tim Crouch.
Jim Krause on fiddle.
Man, I hope I named them all. I think
so.
I think that's it.
I played on it too. Thank you very
did.
little.
And I remember that because you said, Kev, play something like this. And it was this guitar right here
Yeah.
that you grabbed.
Yeah,
and said,
I love that.
Do this little funky
James
jazz,
Brown way.
whatever it was. And we were kind of crunched for time because of my travel situation.
Yeah.
And I said, that's all fine. And why don't you just play it? So, yeah.
I think I did it in 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, why should I try to get the vibe that you already have?
Well, no, that's why I love having good players on the records, because when you got Cody and Crum, you're not going to find a tighter rhythm section.
Those guys,
They could play with anybody.
yeah. In the studio, those guys are 100% professional. All those guys are.
Yeah.
But when I first met him, I flew him into your studio
Yeah.
to track some stuff, and we did 7 songs in a day.
I remember.
I had planned on 5 because that's kind of what he indicated, and we knocked him out so quick. And then you got anything else? And no, why? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I took him out to my car and played it through
I
my
remember
car
that
stereo,
day.
and he kind of scripted out the.
What'd we
the
get
arrangement.
total? 12?
Yeah, 11 for the first
11.
album.
Yeah, there was 11 songs we did, knocked them. He did them in a day.
Yeah. And then, so we did that, and he comes down from the drum palace.
Yeah.
And
That was upstairs in
Yeah.
the old house.
yeah. And he's like, well, you got anything else? And I said, well, I want to do a shuffle, kind of like a Stevie Ray type
Yep.
thing. And I'd kind of been working it out in my head. So we just sat there together, scripted it out. Well, I'm going to go here. And, all right, so let's go. Knock that out. And he comes down out of the drum room and he goes, that's going to be a good one. You got lyrics for that? Well, I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
But I'd written a song, gosh, in 95, 96,
Yep.
called Believe in Me. It had a totally different vibe, but in my head, I was hearing those lyrics over that movement.
Let's play a little bit for him right now. We're going to
Believe
let
in
you
me?
hear a little bit.
Yeah, believe in me.
We'll be right back.
All right.
That's all that you have to do. Believe in me, and all your dreams will come
All right, we're back. Believe in me, what a great song. Josh Schilling absolutely killed everything on these records.
Yes.
And Josh is a busy boy. That man's on the road a lot.
Yeah.
He's always on the road. And
Yeah, and when we got the tracks in for that song, Believe in Me, it was missing something, and you and I talked, maybe it needs keyboards. And you said, well, I got a guy.
yeah,
And so you gave Josh a call, and he knocked it out immediately.
yeah. So, and next day we had
Yeah.
we had all the files next day.
Well, and I was back in North Carolina and going to a blues festival, or not a blues, a bluegrass
Yeah.
thing with my wife, a fiddle thing. And you sent me the track, and on my phone, I'm like listening to it, thinking, I don't know what I'm going to get, because I never met Josh up to that point.
Oh yeah, you were very happy when you heard that. I remember
listened.
that.
That's exactly what I wanted, and I never even talked to him.
Well, and I knew that he would hit it out of the park. I knew he would. I knew he would. It would be because Josh, everything he plays is just incredible. And then you get Randy Coors with him. Those two have played together a lot.
I've seen some of their stuff.
Oh man, some of their videos are crazy good. And I love Randy. He's like a brother to me. He's family.
Yeah, and you know, to fast forward, I think it was last Christmas, I got a text from him inviting me to a Christmas party for his studio.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know. I had never met him. I know we've talked.
You know he's going to give me crap about this because I haven't been to one yet. I keep telling him, Randy, I'm going to come down and see you. I swear to God, I'm going to get in there.
Well,
Kevin beat me to it.
But I did, and
I love you, Randy.
and I was welcomed from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know, everybody there was very, very good people. That's
Boy,
what I
that
liked.
studio he's got is unbelievable.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, just to walk around there, nobody bothering me. I mean, there was tons of people there, but I didn't really know a whole lot of people there, so I just kind of took it all in.
Probably feel more comfortable now.
Oh yeah.
Randy's he's an artist, and and I think the best producer in Nashville in my eye, and one of them. He's got to be one of the top in the world.
Yeah, and for me to be there, I'm not gonna be a tag along or whatever. 'Cause
Yeah.
I really didn't know him. I knew he played on my stuff, and I knew you guys had a connection.
Yeah.
Shook hands, talked to me. He goes, "Welcome.
Yeah.
Going to be here." So it made me feel very comfortable. I didn't feel like I was an outcast, but I also didn't really get a whole lot of connection because he was hosting the show. You know, it's his studio.
Do you remember when I sent you the first draft that we did of Worried Life Blues?
Yeah.
Because I had called Tim Crouch and I said, Tim, I need fiddle and upright bass on this. And he ended up doing acoustic on it too.
He did. 2 tracks
Just
for him.
killed it, man. Tore it up. And then I called Randy and said, hey, how about, can you give me the second solo and the solo out on Dobro?
Yeah, and
It's insane.
I was actually out hiking with my son in North Carolina.
Yeah.
He had come out to visit, and you sent me that, and I was just completely blown away, and I kept listening to it while we were driving back to the house. And,
Okay, we got to let them hear it.
okay.
So I'm going to play just a short track of that, and just, I'll let you hear a couple solos because it's incredible. We'll be right back.
Take it, Randy.
The sun is shining, the sun is shining in my heart. The sun is shining, the sun is shining in my heart. Beginnings and endings, a new beginning start. These worried life blues ain't got a hold of me no more. Oh, no more, no more. Worried life blues ain't got a hold of me no more. Oh, no more, no more. These worried life blues, it's time for me to
All right, we're back. Man, what a great tune. I don't know how Randy does that.
I don't either, and that's something that I've been playing guitar my whole life. And,
Yeah.
that's a different type of guitar, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, and a different type of vibe that I never understood that, how to do that, and he just killed it.
He is in, I would say, the top 5 in the world.
I agree.
He's got to be. And then you couple him and Crouch with the rhythm section, and then you throw Josh in on top, and it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, those guys do good work.
It's an honor to mix them. I enjoy it. I love being able to, since I get to mix, a lot of times I work by myself. So I've got my VSX headphones on, and I'm listening, I'm mixing everything, and just, man, blown away by the talent.
Well, and it blown away. And again, the fact that they're doing this to songs that I've written, some of them are old, some of them are new. I've been working.
Let's talk about that for a second, because when you first called me, you said, hey, Bear, I got like 24 songs or something that I wrote 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I can't remember. They were old.
Yeah.
I just want to get them out. So, I have them recorded. And I said, yeah, come on, man, we'll do it. And we started doing it. And then I realized as soon as we got into this, and there's some good stuff here.
Appreciate that. But, in doing that, again, I wanted to get this stuff out.
Yeah.
Just because I've been playing music my whole life, and I released an album back in the 80s and did some other stuff along the way, but it's always been with other folks, and this is my project.
Yeah.
I want
I get it.
I don't want to sound selfish, but as an artist, there's sometimes I want to get me out there.
Yeah.
And when I say me, my music, I want people to hear it.
We want to leave a legacy.
Yeah, and I want my son to know about it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's kind of how it started. And we were sitting in the studio, and there was one tune, what was it? My Baby Left Me.
Yeah.
I said, man, I hear horns on this. Because we were kind of in pre-production.
That's right.
Yeah, we're kind of in pre-production at that time.
We sent that out to Colorado.
Yeah, I went out there after we got the basic tracks.
Yep.
When I said the horns, you said, let me call Cody because he knows some folks.
Yeah, from Jamie's band.
Right.
The horn section.
And that's where Cody actually came into play. because we were talking about the horns.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we talked, and you asked him, you said, well, what would it take for you to do a couple tracks on this project?
Yeah,
He goes, well, send it to me. And that's how it all started with
that's
Cody.
true.
And
That is, well, you know, he's like a son to me. I was on the road with him. We traveled all over the world. We were in Ireland together on his birthday, which was,
heard about that.
we'll tell that story when Cody's on.
Yeah, I don't
That's
wanna,
a good
I
one.
was not there. I know nothing.
That was a wild time.
Yeah.
That was, we were out with Hal Ketchum, who I miss. I miss Hal every day.
I've heard your stories. I do cover his, what is that?
Invisible.
Yes. I do an acoustic version of that just for myself. I've never recorded it, but
Boy, I'll tell you, the first time I heard him sing that, I about cried
yeah, it's a good one.
because I knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, I do too.
He
You told me.
Yeah. He, you know, Hal was one of those guys. I mean, I saw him so many times, like, take his coat off and put it on a homeless person. And, you know, give it to him. And I remember coming out of a place we played in California. I can't remember where it was. But he was having a drink with the homeless guys. They didn't know who he was. And he just sat there and was talking to him. He could talk to anybody.
Yeah.
He was one of the most interesting human beings I have ever known.
He seemed like a good soul.
He had a heart bigger than Texas. He really did. But he was an interesting person, and he was very, very intelligent and in a subtle way. He was a poet, and I have,
Sure, I've seen it.
yeah, I have some stuff he wrote. And, but more than that, he was like a brother to me. I mean, we had a lot of fun together. We traveled all over. We had adventures, and he had a great band. Before that band that Cody and I and Johnny Hyland played in with him, he had some of the best players, Nico and Kenny, and of course, you know, just massive, talented bass player Keith Carper, who I also miss. Keith died at 50.
Wow.
And what a talent, man. I mean, the guy, you know, Hal said in his eulogy, he goes, he never met a pastry he didn't like. that was true. I miss old Keith. He was a character. But anyway, let's talk about, you know, you asked me to see if I could line up, because Pete Anderson, who's one of my favorite players on earth, and he's a great guy. He was on the Sideman Show back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, he was actually one of my first guests. Wow. I think he was third or fourth guest in. And he was actually working on these back then. And I think they were trying to come up with some prototypes because he had talked about it. So tell me about these guitars.
Well, I looked up Reverend guitars, and I was looking for opportunity, I guess. And there's a lot of guitar companies out there, and I'm just a little guy trying to make it. And I really was intrigued by what I read about these Reverend guitars, and the reason I got connected to them is because I was gone from North Carolina doing some gigs or something, and I came back home, and there was this Reverend guitar upstairs. So, wow, what's this? She I bought this. My wife bought it for me.
Yeah.
And I said, I've never heard of these. You know, this was several years ago.
Yeah.
And it looked cool. I mean, it's a Sensei is what it was.
Yeah.
It's got a Bigsby on it, and I never had a guitar. So I'm cool now.
I love their stuff.
Yeah. But I saw that, and I played it, and it was different, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got attached to it because that was the go-to guitar when I was home because it was right there. And I could always just grab it. And I got comfortable with it. And then I went away again on some more gigs. And I came back. And I mean, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. And she had to go to work and said goodbye and whatever. And I wake up. And I had guitar racks in the bedroom at that time.
Of course.
Well, there's still one up there. There's
That's what
guitar
you do.
in every room.
Yeah.
Every room. But anyway, I was counting guitars because, wait a minute, there's something different. And I had them covered with a sheet so that, if I'm not there, I don't want them collecting dust. Yeah. And it's like, I texted her and I said, hey, is that something new? Yep, and it was a Reverend double agent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with a maple neck, and it's got a P90 in the neck and a humbucker in
Yeah.
the bridge. And I just fell in love with the neck.
I love the company, too.
Yeah, well, and that's...
When I called them, because I called them and said, hey, I know Pete. I have a guy here who, and they were immediately like, yeah, we want to work with you. And that's really cool. And these things are beast mode guitars.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're everything you need.
Yeah, I haven't played anything better, really. I mean, they're I think better than a Fender.
Well, since I got them, I don't know how many songs I've written on all these. And these are the ones I brought. There's still a bunch at home in the studio.
Well, I know I'm going to have Pete back on again. I'll see if I can get him back on. I want to talk to him about these because they have really knocked this out of the park.
Yeah, and this one's a set neck.
Yeah.
And it's a shorter scale than a Fender. It's got the 24 3/4. The one behind you has got the 25 1/2.
I love that.
Yeah, and I found that one in a local music store, and I'm not gonna lie, I traded a Strat straight up for it.
Oh, I would have too. Yeah, in a heartbeat.
And I brought that home, and I wrote probably 20 songs in 2 months.
I love playing that one. It's great.
guitar.
Tell me about this one, because this is the one I played on the record.
Yeah. This one, another one, believe it or not, that I had to go do some gigs, and I come home, and this is leaning up at the end in the bed when I got home.
Wow.
It's like, I had mentioned, I want a guitar with a P90 in it, and this is what I got. My wife bought it again. And you look at it, it's got one pickup. Why does it need 3 knobs? That's a good question.
Yeah.
You got your volume, your regular tone, and then you've got their bass contour on here.
Which is amazing.
I can play anything
on that guitar.
Tone-wise on that guitar.
I agree.
And that's why I love it, and it's so fun, because in my studio, I do have all my guitars hanging up on the wall again, like a music store. But there's a reason for that, so I don't have to go dig for them when I'm recording and going, what this needs is a P90.
Yep.
I go grab that, and it cuts through, knocks it out. Everything is great with that guitar.
And they're a wonderful company to work with.
Yeah.
They've been so good.
I met Ken Haas, I think it is, Haas.
I think so.
Owner, president.
Yeah.
But I met him at a guitar show in Asheville a couple years ago. And that's when I just got the artist deal.
Yep.
Said, hey, I'm Kevin Kugel. Nice to meet you. And he goes, well, I'm Ken Haas. I own a company. I was like, wow, this is cool. Wow, this is cool.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, I'm not. But anyway, he had one of these hanging on the wall for the display at the guitar show. And I said, can I play that? Sure. And I said, I ordered one of these, and it's on 2 months back order because they were that popular at the time. And he goes, oh, it should be here in about a week or two. He knew that was coming too.
Yeah.
But he goes, this is fun. I never really get to meet a lot of the artists straight up. So we just talked. I ended up playing the guitar in his, demo area for the guitar show. And of all things, the local news shows up and films me, and I'm on the local news that night playing a Reverend guitar that I'm waiting to get.
Yeah, I love those Pete Andersons.
Yeah, and then, fast forward a year.
This Christmas you can give me one.
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll see what happens. But at the end, just last spring, the same guitar show, I thought, I'm going to go again because I just love guitars.
Yeah.
And Reverend was there, so I walked by. I'm not going to, again, be fanboy. I just, nice to see it's still here. And he looks around at me, and this is after a year. I met him one day a year ago. He looks, Kevin, right?
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, that's class, man.
Yeah, but it's good people.
Yeah.
Kind of like the guys that are playing on my records. They're fantastic musicians.
Yep.
But they're fantastic people, and that's what drew me to that. When he remembered me after a year with meeting me once, that's that means a lot.
And I got to give a big shout out to the guys over at RnB Ball. I've been with them for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And that was nice of them to hook you up to. And that's all I play. I've used RnB Ball since 80s.
Me too. I will say I strayed for a moment, but that's when.
How dare you?
Well, but here's the deal. Where my dad worked, he had to drive by the music store, and I needed strings. This is when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I needed strings for a gig. And I said, and at that time I was using the standard, the Super Slinkies or whatever, 9 to 42.
Yeah.
I'm up to, because I'm stronger now. I'm up to 10 to 50.
I'm playing 7s on that telly. You played it today.
I'll be there. But so anyway, I need RnB Ball. It's a pink package.
Yeah.
Super Slinky, 9 to 42. They'll know exactly what it is. Well, he gets off work, stops at the music store, and comes home, and he hands me 4 different packs of strings. One was the RnB Balls, but one was this company. It's like, I guess I couldn't remember which one, so I just bought them. Okay.
Pink package, man. It's hard to miss that one.
But, so I had to use some of the other stuff for a while. But, yeah, they're good strings, man.
Well, I got turned on to them back in the 80s. We were doing the Grand Ole Opry on the road.
Yeah.
And Joe Edwards, the fiddle player, also played killer guitar. He was a thumb style guitar player. He just passed away. Really dear friend. And him and Leon Rhodes, but Leon I don't think was playing RnB Balls. He might have been, but I don't think so. But Joe had packs of RnB Balls. And at the time, I was using GHS boomers.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said the other company's name. I didn't.
Well, they were good people, GHS, sure. They were really nice. But I really love Sterling and his family. They're just Sterling Ball is an amazing human being. Yeah. I love his kids. I love the company. Robert Ochoa, is our artist rep. Great guy. But tell me, we got to talk about there was a song that Renee was coming through and I said, hey, listen to this. And her dad had just passed away. So I know it was kind of a tough time for her, but I had to let her hear it. And it's Take Your Turn.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to become like Go Rest High on That Mountain. It's going to be one of those songs.
And that's another one. I wrote it, and it's got to be 1994.
Yeah.
Because my dad passed away in 93, and my son wasn't even a year old at the time, and I just bought a house and invited my parents down for supper.
Yeah.
And they came down and saw we painted everything. It was a home.
Yeah.
And so my parents are there, and my dad was, wandering and walked up the steps to the upstairs and was looking at the wall, kind of searching around at everything and, standing there. And then the next day I got a phone call in the morning after I got home from church, and he was gone.
Wow.
I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah.
And one long after that, I wrote that song, and I still have the original demo. I mean, it was an electric guitar song at that time, but it's the same vibe. But
we put a lot of tracks on that.
Yeah. But that's and the way that came about for the album was another Cody asking, got anything else?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay. So, and I was thinking, I want to have I don't want to say a theme, but a cohesiveness to records. Not everything has to be in your face, screaming guitars and killing drums. Let's kind of mix it up a little bit. So I sent him, I redid a demo with just 2 acoustic guitars and me singing over it. I had a click track, but I didn't send the click track to him. I just wanted to make sure I'm in time.
Yeah.
And it was like a day before or 2 days before I was going to meet him in the studio. And I sent it, and 5 minutes later I get a message, that's a hit, bring that.
Yeah.
And
I remember he called me too.
Yeah.
And what a song.
Yeah, and when we did that in your studio, I was singing the vocals. I remember we had the lights turned down, it's not an easy song to sing for the range it's in for me. And I mean, and that's just technical stuff.
Well, it's not really it goes against everything else you've done.
And that's why I wanted it on.
It's a beautiful song.
And so we got it done vocally.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about it, and I said, I really want kind of a church choir on this. And you said, maybe Randy could do the
Randy Tabernacle Choir.
Yeah.
The Tabernacle. I can't even say it.
But he also played the resonator or dobro, whatever.
He played dobro on it and just killed it. But it was 13 tracks of him singing backups.
Yeah, and you called me. We had knocked it out, and I drove back to North Carolina. You called me early the next morning and said, "Hey, you need to call Randy." And at that time, I'd never really spoken to him.
All he said to me when he sent them to me is, "Well, there's a lot of files. Mix them up, see what you can do." He says, "But I think I got all the parts."
Yeah, he did.
And so I flew it in, and the very first time I played it, I was like, "Oh my God." I called him right back and said, "Dude, you hit this out of the park."
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, I wasn't sure how it was going to work, and you nailed it."
Yeah,
he couldn't have done it any better. And then, his vocal comping on you know what? I'm just going to play it.
Okay.
I'm going to let you guys hear this. We'll be right back after you hear it.
In his eyes I see your spirit. In his eyes I see your love. So take your time. Take your time. Take your time. When it's your turn to die. Rise above. Rise above, rise above, now you are alive. Ain't nobody gonna take away all those things that you need. I've got nothing but memories. I don't want my memories to leave. So take your time. Take your time. Take your time. When it's your turn to die. Rise above. Rise above. Rise above. Now you are alive. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. When it's your turn to die. Rise above. Rise above.
Hey, boys and girls, if you're liking us, we're the Sideman Show. Please hit that subscribe button because I need more. I gotta pay the bills. Gotta keep these 3 lights on.
Exposure doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah, exposure tastes good with salt. No, we're about out of time, so I want to just take this last little bit and talk about what's going on now. What's the plan? What are we doing moving forward?
Well, to get into that, we finished Lucky 13, the album, and finally got it released in May, just this past May. But we were sitting on it because we had some interest from a record label in England.
Right.
And they kind of dropped the ball, but in the bargaining part, they sent an itinerary of what they wanted to do.
Right.
And when they stopped communicating, for whatever reason, like business is business, I get it. I took their outline and decided we're going to release Steel and Billy, so let's get that done. And before that even existed, I went back to Cody and Mark and cut some more tracks, and then I sat at home in my area, my studio, and did all the guitar tracks.
Yeah.
Brought it back to life, all this stuff. And you sent me Steel and Billy totally mixed.
Yeah.
Before the album was even totally mixed.
I love the song.
Yeah. But it's like, you know what? Let's follow that outline. So we released the single. I had some connections with somebody through Canada to Miami, whatever.
Oh, Johnny Fogger.
From Zedhead, yeah.
Yeah, Zedhead. Those are my boys.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Zedhead.
So anyway, I was starting to get airplay with that song across the sea, Scotland, Ireland, England. Just found out, I didn't even tell you. And we'll get back to the story.
Okay.
I just found out at 2 a.m. this morning that Steel and Billy and You Really Got Hold on Me from the Lucky 13 album were on a radio show in Australia.
Sweet. Let's go.
Well, it was either last night or tomorrow because I don't know what the time difference is. So
yeah.
when I got the message, we're playing it tonight. Well, is that tomorrow? I mean, for me.
That's cool.
But anyway, so it's in Australia now.
Well, yeah, you've been played in Europe. You've been played, all over
in
America
United States,
too. Yeah. Which has been kind of weird because without the usual pay to play, you're getting airplay.
Right. And I've got some good support with Eagle Records.
Yeah. Lucky's good guy.
Right. So when we were not hearing back from that other company,
Yeah.
And connected with that guy in Miami, I got a phone call from somebody, Shirley Lansdowne is her name. She said, hey, I'm going to set you up with an interview with some folks in Nashville, the Nashville Broadcasting or whatever. Okay. And she was getting some background on me. And I said, man, I'm just trying to get a record company to support me. And she goes, well, you need to call Lucky. And I said, can I cold call him? She goes, well, as soon as we get off the phone.
I'm going to see if I can get Lucky to come on.
That'd be great. I know we'd do it.
I think it would be a fun
You guys
interview.
have
Oh, my God. We know so many of the same people.
But anyway, so I called him. I was away on a family vacation when I was talking to Shirley. But on Monday when I got back home, I called Lucky, and we talked for about an hour, maybe a little less. And we were talking about what he could do and what I need to do and just giving me some advice and whatnot. And finally goes, you know what? I like you. I'm going to sign you. and he sent me a contract. And I mean, I'm like, get off the phone. I think I just got signed to a record label.
Yeah. That's sometimes how it happens.
So, I signed on. And then between you and I, we got that album mixed and released in May. But in the interim, I'd already been recording what's going to become album 3. And we have a title, what is it? Can't Wait, I think is what we're going to call it. And it's just a progression of what I'm doing. A little different, but not too different.
We got to talk about another song off that. Because I'm going to play the intro.
Which one?
I have to. Good Thing.
Good Thing.
Mark Crumb is a beast, and I want everybody in the world to hear this bass line he does.
When I went into the studio with that song, Mark listens to the song when he gets to the studio, and then decides what he might or might not do. And then he comes up with these amazing parts.
Yeah.
And the only guidance I gave him, because I've always told these guys, since I met them and didn't really know them, but now it's easier because I do know them, but I always told them, just be you. And play for the song.
Yeah.
I know you can play anything in the world, but I just wanted to make sure the song is good and what you're doing fits the vibe of the song. And he said, well, what are you looking for on this? And I said, well, I'm thinking clavinet's going to be in there and an organ underneath. It's kind of like a Stevie Wonder superstitious type thing.
Oh, he nails it.
And so he goes, all right. And he'd heard the song one time. It's charted out because they make me chart these out to bring to them.
Yeah.
And which is cool. It taught me a lot.
Yeah, you've learned a lot since you
have.
started this. I remember when you couldn't read a chart
I can't read.
or write a chart. Oh, I can't either. I can write number charts.
Well, I was
all
thinking
day.
just a book.
Well, I can
No, I can
barely read.
But so anyway, I said kind of like a Stevie Wonder vibe. And he goes out there and he goes, all right, do you mind if I do a little intro coming into it? Whatever. And between he and Cody, they counted it off.
Yeah.
And it's like that bass line coming in, it's like,
And
and I'm in there doing the scratch track knowing that my track doesn't matter. And I was
Yeah,
like,
but
"Oh,
it's-
God, what did you guys just do?
Yeah, but you guys did. What was that the song that you guys all three played on?
No, the
live?
title track. Can't wait.
God, it's like Hendrix meets Trower.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it.
I love Robin Trower.
I do too. But until I listened back to it,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, I got something. And you and I discussed it after we were listening back. To
Well, I
the
kept
basic
that
tracks.
guitar.
Right. And I did that in my studio at home.
Yeah.
I just, cool, drop it on. Because I still have the original scratch track.
Yeah.
This is about the same thing. I just wanted a cleaner tone. That's why I redid it. But it sounds totally live. And as you and I were talking, I was thinking that was going to be towards the end of the album.
Yeah.
But we put it on and listened to it. The way it intros in, with
It's amazing.
it is kind of a Hendrix vibe.
Very much.
And it just
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's another influence.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I hear when I listen to you, because I've mixed all your records and I've mastered all your records. So I've heard them a lot, probably more than you have,
Maybe.
over and over and over
Maybe.
again. But I'm always struck by the influences that I can truly hear. I hear Trower, I hear Hendrix, SRV, and a lot of Billy.
Oh, yeah.
And some Greg Martin. Because I'll tell you what, Greg Martin from the Headhunters,
Yeah.
a dear friend who I love deeply. I know you got to meet him, set you up to go meet him. I heard him live. It was in Columbia, Tennessee. And I've never heard better live guitar tone.
I saw him and he taught me
God,
so
it's
much.
scary.
And with Greg, the reason, and I'm going to get to the guitar tone, but you said, Kev, I hear a lot of Greg Martin in what you do.
Yeah.
I'm like, Greg Martin, man, I'm aware, but I didn't know at the time. This was
man.
years ago. And you pulled up
Greg's a
some
beast.
videos.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's how I played. And you heard it.
Yeah.
And you said, you know what, you should friend him on Facebook or
Yeah.
something. And I said, why would he accept me? So you get on and
Because he's one of the sweetest human beings
he
on
is.
earth.
I've learned that.
He loves God. And he's a good
yes.
man.
But you emailed him and he got right back to you and said,
Yeah.
and you said, Kevin Kugel's going to be requesting you as a friend on Facebook. Accept that. And from that point forward,
Yeah.
there's a connection. And I watched him play live in Newton, North Carolina, at
Yeah.
a theater. And he had his amp, the speaker cabinet facing like a 45 for
Yeah.
the crowd with a baffle in front. I think it was, I want to say Germano, is that? It was a Marshall type amp, but it wasn't a Marshall. Anyway, he was playing a Les Paul for the most part. And after the show, I mean, I watched him manipulating the volumes and tones
Yeah.
while playing.
Oh, yeah.
And I went back and asked him, what do you got going there? And he goes, well, it's just the amp's on 10.
Yeah.
I used the guitar to make the effects. But I learned from that point on, I don't have to play that volume on 10 on the guitar.
Right.
Put the amp up there. And
Yeah, you get all the gain you need when you
But-
need it. And
But as a guy that's been playing my whole life, everything's 10. Everything's 10. Oh, no. That's how they do it. So I learn by all these people
Yeah,
that I
man.
see. And if you had not connected me, I wouldn't be recording the way that I record.
well, Greg and I, we go back a long way.
That's what you said.
And we had a Jerry Lee Lewis story. I'm going to get him back on. Because nobody believes me when I tell him that story. And I know you told me that too, but we were there. We were with Jerry Lee Lewis. It was crazy.
Can't wait to hear it again. 'Cause
Oh
I know
my
you
God.
told me about
It
it.
was funny. It was kind of sad, but it was funny at the same time. I could laugh about it now. But yeah, Greg's one of my favorite people. And I do hear, whether you knew it or not, I know you know now.
Oh, yeah. I definitely
There's
hear it.
that thing that Greg does that I don't know how to explain it, but he has this thing called Licks from the Outhouse.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then, him and his son Eric, they eat biscuits
biscuit
and sing the
thing,
biscuit
I
songs.
love it.
I love Eric, too. The whole band, the Kentucky Headhunters, are some of the nicest people I've ever met.
Fred, is that the drummer?
Fred is a
When
maniac.
I met him,
He's solid.
I mean, it was just funny because
Yeah.
I was in the backstage area after the show waiting to talk with Greg, and Fred comes in and goes, "Do I know you?" No, I don't think so. No, I know you.
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
they're great guys, man. All
You
of
look like Ronnie Montrose. Did I ever tell you that story about
Yeah.
Ronnie Montrose? I said, no. So we sat down.
There's
on
another guy you play like, too, I think.
But anyway, we sat down on a bench, and by the end of the night, I was best friends with him.
Yeah.
And I said, I loved your drum sound here. 2 kicks, 1
Yeah.
snare, 2 toms. And I said, so sparse a kit, but such a
man.
monster sound. And he goes, well, I like to keep it small like that because if I put more stuff up there, I just have to hit it.
That's awesome. That's just logical.
Yeah, it is, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
Again, they just brought me into their circle and
Oh,
great
man,
guys,
I love those
great
guys.
Yeah.
Well, we're about out of time. Is there anything else that you want to let people know? Where can they go get your stuff?
Well, on any of the streaming sites,
Yeah.
I can't name them all, but
All of them.
all of
They're
them.
all on there.
And
Tell them about your website.
the website, KevinKugelBand.com.
Yep. I'll put it up
And,
right
and,
here.
and we're going to do some updating. It's been kind of dormant for the last couple months because there's really not a whole lot of new news, but it's going to be starting to get updated with the things that are happening.
Tour this next spring?
I'm hoping we can get something lined up, maybe even into January, February, down south in Mississippi.
You need to go to
Louisiana.
Europe, too.
Get me there.
I will. If I want to go. I got a lot of friends in Ireland I want to go
Well,
see.
we've discussed that, but I think it's time. I know I've got a show, 2 shows coming up near Atlanta, one in October and one in November, and they're fundraisers for communities.
Oh, good.
So it's several bands, and I'll be doing like 45-minute set is all. And I've got some great players from North Carolina. They're going to be joining me to do the live stuff. And it's testing the waters for me, trying to get it out there. And I really feel like in 2026 there's going to be a string of dates and another string of dates and another.
Well, that's that's the nature of the beast. You got a tour.
Yeah, and Lucky and I from the record company,
Yeah.
he's talked to me and he said, "Dude, I think we can get you doing some stuff." And he talked about some festivals and he talked about some theater stuff.
Yeah.
And and he goes, "As long as you don't mind playing out." I said,
So back in the 80s, we had tour support from the label.
yeah.
That consisted of 3 roller dog hot dogs and some nachos. That was your meal.
Well, he did talk to me about, well, if we get something lined up, then we got to discuss the riders and such.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? We can discuss it, but in my experience,
Yeah.
they don't usually happen the right way. And I'm not that guy that's going to say, well, I didn't get exactly what I wanted, so I'm not playing. I'm here to play.
Damn it. I didn't order mushrooms on that Casey's pizza.
Or I wanted this label of water. not
Yeah.
that. I actually did a show with a big band years ago,
Yeah.
and I won't say
Okay,
who,
good.
but I was backstage and the runners were frantic because they couldn't find the certain color of Gatorade
Oh, my
that they wanted. And I won't tell you even what color it is because that might start giving it away.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think you told me.
whoever
this
was that
story.
did the running came back with all these close to colors and
Yeah.
close. And it was the light version instead of the heavy version. And, the tour manager looked at me and looked at them because they were trying.
Yeah.
Because, pull the labels off. They aren't going to know the difference.
That's, I was in a band that we were so hungry and we were the support act and the headliners had all this food delivered and they weren't there yet. So we just decided, well,
That could be dangerous.
it could have been, but they were cool about it afterwards. They were like, well, whatever. But we chowed. We just had to. You can starve on the road.
I've been there.
I have too. Did
Yeah.
38 years in a bus. I can tell you there's lean times and good times, and they're all good times though. Even the bad stuff, it's funny because people hear some of the stories that I've been through and they'll go, God, you should write a book,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I can't. I don't want to disparage anyone.
Yeah.
I really don't. They're all of us, you do the best you can when you're out there. Everybody has a threshold.
Because it's a passion.
Yeah, and you got to respect each other. It's hard because you living in a tin can with 9 other people.
We used to have business meetings 30, 40 years ago when I was on the road. You can air it out here on Tuesday afternoon. And then it stops because we got a show tonight.
Yeah.
So the hatred, and hatred's a strong word, but
It's hatred. To be honest, it's
issues.
hatred.
Let's go with issues.
You get hatred. Let's just go there. Get angry because you're hungry too.
But you get it out there and you say what you needed to say instead of holding it in.
Yeah.
And then it opens it up to you're growing as people.
Yep.
And I do want to have one plug.
Sure.
The Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Association,
Yes.
Music Association. Yesterday, my brother was inducted.
That's awesome.
And another friend, Tori Stoffregan.
Yep.
And Tori couldn't make it, and my brother couldn't make it. Tori couldn't make it because of logistics.
Right.
My brother couldn't make it because he had passed away in 2017.
Yeah.
And they bestowed him with this honor.
Long overdue.
So I went with a friend of mine, Todd Davis. He and I took the trek, and it's 4-hour, 5-hour drive, but we went, and everybody that was receiving their induction award was so humble. And you got to know that each and every one of these folks have been through it.
Oh,
Kinda like you and kind of like I. To hear their speeches and say, I want to pass this on to the next generation. I want music to continue. And he said, thankfully, with my children, they don't have a passion for money because there's no money in this.
Yeah.
They have a passion for music.
Yeah.
So just things like that. And it was heartwarming to see it and to see my brother's family accept the award for him and just go, wow, this is what it's about. And he and I never really got to play together throughout the years because he was doing a gig here, I was doing a gig there. There's a couple times we played in the same town.
Wow.
Close enough, outdoor things. I would get a break in action. I'd run to see him, and I get to see 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah.
And he'd get a break in action and run to see 2 or 3 songs of me.
That's what brothers do.
And I did a guitar solo and some backing vocals on one of his albums back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But other than that, we never got the opportunity to play. So to see him honored
That's pretty cool.
in that Rock and Roll Association of Iowa, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's nothing like hearing the stories of the people that paved the road we walked on.
Yes.
And I was always aware of that when I played on the Opry.
Oh, gosh.
Because you think about all those people that toured in station wagons with an upright bass taped to the top,
And no air conditioning.
Yeah, no air. All of them smoking with the windows up, I mean, yeah, there's Leon Rhodes was a great guy. I used to spend so much time with Leon, and he would tell me the stories about Ernest Tubb on tour because Ernest did 300 dates a year a lot.
That's insane.
Yeah, man, can you imagine?
I'd love it.
300 dates a year, and those guys, geez, they slept wherever they could sleep sometimes, it might be a barn or
back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, so, well, Kevin, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being my first guest on the new show.
Ben?
And it's kevinkugelband.com. And you know what? We're going to end the show like we started it. I'm going to let you see the entire lyric video of Steel and Billy's Cool. Billy Gibbons, if you're watching, we both love you very much. And this is for you. Good night, everybody.
I gotta know what Billy knows. I can't get it out of my head. Now I gotta go where Billy goes, and he says those things that he said. bad and he's nationwide, and he gets his fries on the side. Fatback Cadillac, ain't no looking back, and get you just a driving blind. Stealing Billy's cool. Brown sugar barbecue, got to pour some hot sauce to go. Sunglasses sharp dressed, pearly gates, yes I know. Stealing Billy's blues. Stealing Billy's cool. I got to know what Billy knows. He's got them certified blues. Yeah, I got to go where Billy goes, and Billy oozes cool. Stealing